Hey, what's up, guys? I apologize in advance if you see some random trees moving behind me. The wind's blowing like crazy. It's really gusty. I found like a little protected ravine. I'm gonna see if I can get out of the wind. I really didn't want to make a video inside, but yeah, I didn't get a chance to give Chris a shout out. I have one Patreon. And I don't ask you guys for anything. I really don't. He insisted, so I appreciate it, brother. But you know what is going on? What is going on with this Richie mess? I mean, I'd like to think that it's people just wanting attention. You know, coming into MGTOW and then bugging out of MGTOW and then, you know, basically shitting the bed and then taking off. You got to kind of wonder if there's not a conspiracy to infiltrate, or people writing the philosophy to try to get fame, to try to get likes, to try to get subscribers. You know, nobody's in this to make a living at it. There are some people that are really successful, but most of the time it's because they do other stuff other than MGTOW, and they have other rackets going on. You're not going to make money being a MGTOW man on any of these platforms, honestly. I mean, that's just the reality of things. But it is a philosophy, and we are in this together. And nobody's going to look out for men except for other men. And I'm not saying that there's no MGTOW police force. There's no enforcement procedures. You're your own man. But when you try to make my name look bad, or you try to make my brother's name look bad, or y'all's name look bad in the process, then we got a problem. And that's where men standing up for other men come in. And that's all I'm going to harp on this issue, honestly. I don't want no part of it, really. But this shit's got to stop. We're going to get nowhere. And I've made at least 2 videos about infighting. This has been an ongoing problem. But on a different note, I was going to cover a different subject. That was kind of left field. It was the left swing. That was kind of random. But this is what I want to talk about. I was going to talk about men that have been raised by women. That grew up with best friends that were women, were indoctrinated into the system, and their need to feel validation, female validation. It's almost like, and don't take this the wrong way, it's like a little boy coming up to his mother with a drawing saying, "Look, Mom, look what I did." Looking for validation. And for some reason, that need within some of us is very strong. I mean, you can't, it's an addiction. It truly is. It's an addiction. And you can't just quit an addiction to a lot of things without some negative consequences. And I'm saying this because I experienced those negative consequences of going cold turkey with validation. And what I've noticed, and Sandman talks about this, he talks about this extensively, because I think he's along the same kind of conditioning mindset in his upbringing. But I find myself going onto social media, I find myself talking to people, talking to women, and I find myself seeking that validation again. And that's kind of a cool effect right there. I'm gonna leave it. But it doesn't make me happy to say that. And I don't want that validation. Like, I don't want to need it. You know what I'm saying? It's a drug I don't want to be addicted to. But it's something I still look for. Deep down, it's like rooted inside of me. I look for it. And I'm aware of this. So, and I realized quitting validation altogether, cold turkey, I basically started getting really angry and psychotic. And I started, I withdrew from everyone. Like, everyone. So it basically started eating at my sanity. Like I don't know. It's like isolation madness. When you're, hang on, this little gust of wind. I almost made a whole video without this. But isolation madness can be real, because the vast majority of us are social creatures. And I hope y'all can still hear me. Okay? The vast majority of us are social creatures. And we like that social interaction. We like to interact with other people. But on a deeper level, some of us still have that craving for female validation. Not necessarily just validation in general, for female validation. To say, hey, girls they actually notice me. They actually like me. And I know it comes from the simp. It comes from the simp mindset. I'm aware of that. But it doesn't change the fact that a lot of the people watching, a lot of the men out here are the same way, including myself. I still crave it. So, like, as Sandman was talking about, I found a good safe way to get little doses of validation here and there. Talking to women that I have absolutely no attraction to, absolutely have no, I don't live near them, we don't work together, nothing, just random people that I have no sexual attraction to, that we can kind of share a validation. Like, they're seeking attention, and you're seeking validation. And I think it can be a helpful interaction to a point. And I really don't know what other kind of things that you could do to alleviate that necessity. And maybe that takes time, because I've never been through this before, and most of y'all haven't either. Some of you older gentlemen maybe have been through it. Put it in the comments, let me know. I mean, honestly, let me know your thoughts on it. And this ain't no bashing session. I'm not bashing none of y'all. I don't expect to be bashed myself. This is a learning experience for a lot of us. You know, as we go our own way, we're not know-it-alls. And nobody has all the answers. As most of the monks years ago, they died with their secrets, or they died with most of their knowledge, or it was buried. And most of our parents were blue pills. Most of our grandparents were blue pills. I personally don't know many long-term bachelors at all, or actual MGTOW men before MGTOW was a thing. Who cooks? Who cooks for you? Yep. But yeah, and this helps too. This helps. Talking to you guys, getting out here, beautiful nature. That helps my mindset a lot. You know, I get really restless. And, you know, when you start dwelling on things and it just stays in your mind and stays in your mind, you get, maybe I'm coming off as a nutcase. I'm on the border of that anyway, but just being honest, giving you truth bombs. But, you know, I get restless. I get things in my mind going over and over. And, you know, you have that little, some of y'all have that little voice in your head that is saying, you know, oh, she left you because of this. Oh, because you're, you know, it's just that, like, inner critic. And I hate it. And sometimes I gotta be like, shut up. Go do something mindless, or, you know, do some manual labor. Come do a long hike in the woods. Go exploring. Just to get my mind off of things. Y'all guys let me know what you think about, you know, men nowadays trying to wean themselves off of specifically female validation and ways that they can get past that. Now, I'm looking into it myself because I went a long time without it, and I noticed a huge decline of my sanity. I don't know what that's all about, but it's not healthy. And it's not healthy to go your entire life seeking validation. So there's got to be a solution to all of this. But y'all let me know. I think about every single one of you guys. I try to comment. I try to make some kind of comment on all the comments, or try to acknowledge you guys, give you guys validation that I actually saw it, that I appreciate it. But I'm letting y'all know now that I do appreciate it. And my life has been so chaotic, and I really had no expectations that I would have this many people looking at my videos. I'm glad it happened, but it's going to take me a while to catch up and to adjust to changes, because I'm an adapt and improvise kind of fellow. But big changes are kind of rough for me for a while. You guys take it easy and try to kick the habit. You know, stay away from it if possible. Find ways to get your mind off of things. And no marriage, no cohabitation, and no children out of wedlock. And especially think twice before you have children with someone. Think of the possibilities of what could happen unless you were guaranteed that that child can never be taken from you. And that's not a safe option nowadays. But you do you, and I'll do me. I love you guys. Y'all take it easy. All right.